at safety, Jalen Catalon, whenever y'all are ready.
Jalen, you played against Kansas and played against Jalen Daniels before. Just what do you remember from seeing him last year, and how can you use that to prepare for this time around?
He's a great player. You know, he's been in college just like me for a little while and done a lot of great things. And you know, he's the reason why Kansas had a lot of success. So I'm looking forward to just having more battle with him. You know, and just going after it. You know, but definitely I'm taking tendencies and things I've seen before. But I know every single year people develop, become better than they were last year. So just got to bring our A game and just be ready to go when it's that time.
Jalen, obviously you've played a couple different places and been in some rivalries before. Is a week like this, do you treat it any differently, or do you go out of your way to not treat it differently?
Not at all. I think Coach Drink's done a great job with just saying it's just about us and just improving every single week. And I know everybody outside talks about the game and how big it is, but for us, we're just focused on getting better. And then when Saturday comes, just putting the ball down and just playing Mizzou football.
Jalen, you just talked about every year you see players develop. Where have you seen yourself develop since joining Mizzou? And was there anything that you noticed in week one that was different from the last time you were out on the football field in a live game setting?
I think last week after looking at the film, one thing I grew at was just letting the game kind of come a little bit more. I think there were still some times last week where I kind of tried to force myself to make plays, but it was good just to kind of have that feedback from my coach and look and realize that, I'm right there to make plays too. It's just knowing that we have a really great defense and, everybody's going to make plays. So I'm just here just to do my job now and just make sure that I do that to the fullest so everybody else can make their plays. And when it's time to make mine, I'll make mine. So that's probably the most I took out of film for sure.
Jalen, a lot of Kansas' offense revolves around a lot of pre-snap motion, a lot of action around the line of scrimmage, where secondary is tasked with making good open field tackles. What kind of stress do you all have to be able to handle Saturday if Kansas does what they've been doing for the first two games?
It's just about having great communication. Pre-snap communication is everything, so it's all about understanding what they're going to do pre-snap, what can they get to post-snap. So our coaches that help plan for us and what we'll do in those certain matters. But at the end of the day, we're just going to focus on making sure that wherever they line up to, we know our call, we know our assignments, and we execute it. And then whenever they motion, whatever they do, we'll do what we have to do to get things right. But I'm sure we'll have a great plan when that time comes.
Jalen, I know you mentioned your football approach has been the same and consistent even for this Kansas game, but have you guys talked about what this matchup means in terms of the rivalry and the legacy and the importance of it?
I would say not so much. I mean, yeah, but at the end of the day, we just want to make sure that we focus more on us. We let the outside kind of deal with how big it is and, making the comments and everything. But at the end of the day, we're just more focused on us and just making sure we're getting better each day. That way, when Saturday comes, whoever our opponent is, whether it's Kansas this week or whether it's whoever down the road, we're ready to go and we're at our fullest so we can be ready to go.
You'd mentioned that communication being key, playing a team like Kansas. How did you feel about the team's communication week one against Central Arkansas?
I thought it was good. I thought, week one, everybody was fired up, ready to go. Obviously, there's things we could fix from every level, from the D-line, linebackers to the back end, and I think at the end of the day, though, I love the energy that the defense played with, from the ones, twos, threes, and when, especially when the threes came in at the end and everybody was kind of looking at them, they could have easily just fell down and said, it is what it is, but they played their tails off, so I was happy to see that. So I think we're just trying to bring that same energy going to this week, just, ready to play ball no matter what time it is.
As a captain on this team, you mentioned obviously not focusing too much on all the outside noise of this rivalry. What do you tell younger guys who are maybe going into a game like this for the first time when there is so much noise and obviously passion surrounding a game like this?
Enjoy it, have fun. It's what college football is all about. The rivalry is all about all the things that people make it to be. But at the end of the day, I tell them it's just another game. The sun's gonna come up tomorrow, and we're all gonna go about our business and we're gonna do our thing. So just enjoy it and have fun and just be where your feet are, because you won't get too many opportunities to play in games like this. So at the end of the day, it's just about maximizing your opportunity wherever that is.
Anything else for Joe? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.